Welcome to the wonderful world of Waikato Sheds. We are in the heart of the mighty Waikato, Morrinsville. We're at the grand opening of the Morrinsville Menz Shed today. We've had the speeches, we've had the formalities already. Don't worry, you'll get to see those coming up shortly. I thought we could just take a bit of a final tour of the men's shed in Morrinsville and finished off. We've seen it since it was a bare pad. Roy was digging it out and the guys have laid the concrete. Now we've got this. The shed's looking epic. Paul, Stan, rest in peace, Wes, Mark, done a great job of this. But come on through. We've got a reception area in here. So how fancy is it for the men's shed? Shout out Colin, Gary, the whole crew and the executive have done a great job planning this out and actually executing it. Here we are, Waikato Shed Company, built there, looks awesome. Then we come on through, so we've got the reception area in here. This is what it's all about. Come in, catch up with the mates, have a cup of tea, do a few things. This is the tea room. That's it, smoker room, lunch room. Got a little kitchen that they've installed in here. Got this cool window so you can see through out into there. Watch what's going on. And walking on through here, so toilets, shower. This is a full commercial building. So these guys wanted a men's shed, but we had to spec it up. We've got the lighting systems, we've got the fire design, we've got the toilet, shower, all disabled access, level entry, everything that you need for a commercial building. Come out here, 300 square meters, clear span space. So this is all full of all the tools. So all the guys, they're making little projects, they're helping out the community. Colin said it, kindergarten, schools, fixing things up. And they've done all of this internal fit out themselves with the help of Gary and his son Raven Builders. Throughout here, we've got a bit of a barbecue situation going on. I keep looking for the line to disappear, but it seems to be the same every time I look at it. So the Morrinsville Lions doing a great job. Great community, built on great people. Lions, Rotary, Men's Shed. Slide on through here. I'll do a little bit of backwards walking because it's a skill I've acquired. All right, and so we've got this area in here is actually going to be the car workshop area. So they wanted to put a hoist in here, but they've done all of this, built it in. For those that are looking at a shed as well, you can also just see the idea how they've lined all the walls, done it with ply, created their own, painted it up. This building is really great. We'll hear from some of the dignitaries and that sort of thing as we go through, but it's also testament to the whole community getting behind it, and a shout out to all of our suppliers that helped it out. We'll shout that out at the end, but you know, Titus, New Vision, Connect, B&D Doors with all the Gara doors, Aldous, got to shout out our mates at City Glass. They got their suppliers and they did a great job so we could get all that awesome joinery you saw in there. They've done an A1 with the site works and the concrete, just constantly helping Bowers with the actual concrete supply. So the whole way through, and then Cyclone Buildings as well came to the party and helped us out as well. So thanks to everybody involved. We're super proud as a company at Waikato Sheds as what's been achieved here by so many great people, and it's such a great legacy to leave for the community in the long run. So thanks for watching. Any questions, always hit me up, and have a great day.
I'd like to welcome Her Worship the Mayor, MPDC councillors, and representatives from other men's sheds. It's good to see you here, and of course the members. It's a great day today. If you look around yourself, you can have a look. Beautiful shed, and it's something we've tried or been working towards for some considerable time. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work, heartache, blood, sweat, and even a few tears. But firstly, our sincere thanks go to our financial sponsors, without whose assistance this project would never have happened. These are the Tamata Family Trust, New Zealand Lotteries, Awarua Trust, Rotary Club Morrinsville, Matamata Piako District Council, and the Morrinsville Shed debenture holders. Our thanks go also to the following: The building sponsorship goes down to all the people that helped get this thing to where it is today. And they're Waikato Sheds, Bowers Concrete, A1 Concrete, Mitre 10 Cambridge, Mitre 10 Morrinsville, Laser Electrical, Laser Plumbing, Paneltech, R&R Builders, Permacolor Floor Coatings in Auckland, Pump and Pipeline, The Door Shed, GB Plastering, Argus Fire Systems, Carpet Doctor, Colour Plus, Fire Connect, Cooper Aiken, Virco's Insurance Brokers, Morrinsville Lions Club. Now there's many more subcontracts from that who work for those people, and at this point I won't go through all of those, we'd be here all day. I'd like to thank all those people that did help, and there is an awful lot out there in this community that have given something, and it would take too long to get right through that. We have a display board with the financial sponsorships on it, and we also have a display board here with future projects requiring financial assistance, and any sponsors for any of those projects would be appreciated. Many couples find that after retirement, the shock of suddenly being joined at the hip every day can cause friction. Okay, I see there's some agreement with that. So the shed is a great place for men to escape what we call the underfoot syndrome. And as a result of that, a lot of the women in the community are amongst our most ardent supporters. On a more serious note, the men's sheds are an ideal place for health professionals to gain access to men who may otherwise not take as much care of themselves as they could. So they're invited in to give talks on men's health. And it's a great place for guys to actually relax, listen, and take in what they're told, rather than sitting in a doctor's waiting room saying, I really would rather not be here. And it's the informality and the sharing between guys that makes so much difference for their own health, because they tend to share their own experiences, and that helps everybody. While at the moment we have a new building, we are by no means finished. There is still a lot to do, as you can see. The grounds outside are in need of a lot of work, and while we've pushed a lot of stuff aside so make room for today, there's a lot of things we need to do inside as well. And quite honestly, it's something that we are really, really proud of. And I would like to think that the community is really proud of this as well. There are a lot of the jobs that we do are for the local community. For kindergartens, for schools, preschools, the elderly, the local museum, the art gallery, stage sets for the local theatre, and others that have had little jobs that need fixing or building. Most of those jobs would not get done any other way, because most of them are little jobs for people, and they're not with the hourly rate that tradesmen charge, they just wouldn't get done. We do a lot of fixing of small stuff here, and it's great to see a coffee table that comes in scratched, broken and bent, and we can restore that, put it back to its original, what it used to look like, and it's quite humbling when people come in. It's almost like that program on Friday nights, you know, the repair shop. We are the local repair shop. We are, however, very careful not to do work that competes with other local businesses. That's very important. I mean, while we are looking at expanding and putting in a 4-post lift out there for the guys, our members, to do oil changes and their own stuff, the thing is, it'll only be for members only. So we are very careful not to cross over. This 360 square metre purpose-built workshop expands the club's activities, and we hope to include more engineering type projects like vehicles car maintenance. The Other things that we're looking at is the gardening club, a fishing club, wood carving, electronics, welding classes, pottery, mechanical engineering, vehicle maintenance, and model making. Now, that's the ones that you cut out. It's not the ones we see in pictures. Our members have vastly different life experiences, and we all learn from each other. And it's a lot of stuff that I have learnt while I've been here, is stuff that I wouldn't have otherwise learned. Guys come here from other walks of life, and there's stuff that we do that we've never done before. There's a lot of members here that have done exactly that. Now, with the new building, we plan to have sessions catering for women who wish to acquire new skills, learn about power tools, get involved with carpentry, mechanical engineering, and other projects. So it's definitely a community shed. People ask us, what is the Men's Shed? Basically, it's a place for men to gather and do. The Men's Shed exists to provide a safe, supportive and friendly environment for men to gather, build relationships, teach and learn new skills, work for the community they live in and seek fellowship with other like-minded people, all of which aids the mental and physical well-being of each member. We're affiliated to the New Zealand Men's Shed, an unincorporated society and a registered charity. There are currently over 170 affiliated sheds throughout the country doing exactly what we're doing. The Morrinsville Rotary Club was instrumental in starting the Morrinsville Menz Shed. The idea for a men's shed in Morrinsville was born in about 2014, and a feasibility study was undertaken by Morrinsville Rotary Club. The first general meeting was called in 2015 to assess the local interest. Over 60 people attended that meeting, and the rest, they say, is history. The late Marcus Clark offered us his workshop on State Highway 26 as a starting place for us to grow, and we did grow. Unfortunately, it used to be 3 doors from where I live. Now I've got to come all the way down here. We grew out of that shed in about 4 to 5 years, and we enjoyed a lot of growth through just doing what we do. But it got to the point where we had to move and get something like this because we just run out of room. We enjoy solid support from the local community, and we spend a lot of our time fixing stuff for local people. So yeah, that's us. That's where we come from, and where we're going to, well, who knows? It's one of those things that, well, there is no end. I hope there is no end, because we do a lot of good, and we do a lot of good for guys. And it's something that's really quite short in this country, I believe. Guys tend to get left out, and guys tend to be very isolated in themselves. They don't like to share their health problems. It's so, I don't know why that is, a bit of a macho background, I suppose. It's one of those things, but in an environment like this, they can loosen up, relax, and talk to other guys that have got similar problems to what they have. And that is where the benefit comes. So there it is, and to end, I thank you all for your generosity, your valuable time, and the time that was spent during the build. I hope you're impressed and as proud as we are of what you see as a debt-free, purpose-built Morrinsville Community Men's Shed. Thank you. I now call on Her Worship the Mayor for the official opening and presentation of the apple tree.
It's an absolute privilege to be the Mayor of this district and hear your story today. And you know, I'm really heartened because this is what communities are about, isn't it? This is us as people leaning in, making a difference, a sense of purpose when you're retired. Suddenly you're not required anymore. Well, what does that mean? What's next? Yes, I guess you do get under your wife's feet, and it's probably quite good to have somewhere to go. So I hadn't thought of that one.
It's actually somewhere to be sent.
With some baking, hopefully, every now and again. Yeah, like it's a sense of purpose, a sense of community, a sense of giving. You know, like giving is so much more rewarding than receiving, and to see the smiles probably when you've made a difference to something, and that's the reward, I believe. And I just can't really congratulate you on this journey, because obviously as a new councillor in 2016, it was only a matter of probably months when the comment was made that you'd outgrown your site and you were looking for somewhere else. And it took a while to find the right location, but I think we've landed in a really good spot, and you know, not too, you know, off the highway probably is the greatest bonus. It was good to have that opportunity to start down there and secure a permanent place, but won't garble on. I just can't extol how great this journey has been, and what you're achieving and what you're going to achieve. And I really hope that the coming generations, that this is something that's sustainable for the future as well, for the men in this community. So well done, and absolute privilege to be at this opening today. Hi Gary, good to see you again.
It is, yes.
I believe that you wanted to plant a tree. I guess you won't sit under the tree and have an apple drop on your head, like that was Isaac Newton with gravity, I think it was, wasn't it? But it's an absolute privilege to present you with this locally grown tree. Photo? Do you want that? Cool.
All right.
And I think, yeah, as I said, nothing more to say, but just, it's great.
Thanks so much.
Less is more.
I'd now like to call on Jason from the Waikato Shed Company, who was the company that gave us so much help.
Oops, sorry.
Sold us a really good shed, and I really think that without their assistance, having had one false start, which we won't go into, we had a false start, and now Jason stepped in, and this is where we're at. So thank you, Jason.
All right. Thanks, man. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the wonderful world of Waikato Menz Shed, or Morrinsville Menz Shed. I thought Colin said, "Oh, could you do a video, have a bit of a chat for it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I thought instead of watching the video, it's there on YouTube. We'll play it afterwards. I was like, "What am I going to do?" I thought I'd just tell the story of what happened with meeting Colin, Gary, and the ongoing process of building Menz Shed Morrinsville. So for those of you who don't know, Waikato Shed Company's been 18 years down in Eureka Orchard. Brian Insol's owned it for, since the early 80s. Orchard to Shed Company. As Colin and Gary, you guys must have come in and seen me 2019 maybe, 2020, I'm not sure.
2021.
2021, yeah, it was a few years ago, and they come in, we want to build a men's shed, and Colin, as you guys have known, you've got to be this way to get things done in life. I think it's quite forceful, so you just turn up and be like, "We're coming in half an hour, we'll be there." I'm like, "No worries, nothing else to do." So I'll make time. So these guys would come in, and then I'll be like, "All right, what do we want to do?" And they had an original plan, which is pretty much what's been built today. But then I would have to actually price it up and say, "Hey, this is what it's going to cost." Like, "Oh, that's going to be more," I don't know, at the time, more than what the budget was. So we shrunk it down. So originally this, when we were going to do it, was just going to be a 200 square metre. So at the moment, this is 10 metres span by 30 metres. So 300 square metres of shed with 60 square metres of the annex for the lunchroom, toilets, office, that sort of thing. So it was just going to be a 200 square metre shed. We priced that up, and I wanted to say it straight out is Colin and Gary are great, because what they said is, look, price it like it's just a normal build. Gary's been building it, you guys have been in business, so they said, "Hey, don't try and lose money on this." And then that was also when prices and everything was going crazy with COVID and that. Just do it as a legit. And I said, I actually wrote it on the contract. I was like, price it as per normal, and then I'll do my damn best to, twist arms, go to all the suppliers, go to everybody I could possibly think to try and get the best deal for it. But I really appreciated that because we get a lot of people who come and assume that we can just build buildings for free. And because there is a great thing and a great need for the men's shed, but hey, I've still got to pay subcontractors, suppliers, council, you know, the whole 9 yards. So they came in, we started with a 200 square, I think that we might have even submitted that to council.
You did?
So we submitted that one to the council, and then in the background, obviously I wasn't the only person getting the phone calls and visits, is Colin's like, we might have enough money to get to 300. I'm like, no worries, we'll go to 300. So we went to 300, I think we made a variation, and then I get another phone call, hey, Colin's going to be here in half an hour. I'm like, no worries, clear desk. All right, what's happening? We've got it, we might have enough to do the full, you know, to do the full thing. So we changed again, and we did the full build. Once we're in council, I think anybody that's ever built before, and this is nothing, I mean the council does a great job on that, it is what it is. But there's a lot of hoops that you've got to jump through these days to build a shed, build any sort of building. And we say this is a shed, it is the men's shed Morrinsville, but this is also a full noise commercial building. Like the men's shed could move out of this tomorrow and this could become mechanics, panel beaters, engineering workshop, everything's designed here the same as any other commercial building. So it's not just something that we just throw up on, you know, with leftover materials or something. So anyway, so we went over, went through the council, these guys, Colin, Gary, had the pleasure of dealing with architects. New Vision, you know, they're good, they helped us out on the pricing, but there's always a bit of a challenge of getting a concept of what you want to the architect into the actual plans that go to council. But we did it. We were massively helped out by a chap that you guys know, the Fire Connect. His name escapes me.
Brian Lucas, he's here.
Brian Lucas? Oh, great man. So he made it is, in the world of commercial buildings, the thing that really ramps the cost up is the fire rating and what's required. So he was able to look at the project and must have spent hours and hours, and every time we'd change it, we'd go back to him and he'd just respond, you know, a couple of hours or a day later, which is excellent. In the world of engineers and that, same again, you know, you get someone that responds, you know, within a day, it's a dream, because they could just take 6 weeks.
Can I just butt in here? Brian, we are so indebted to you because you did the whole lot for nothing. There was no cost.
Yeah. And that made it so much easier because we were able to design this and it's legit, it's got the fire alarms and all of that. But we weren't pushed and had to put concrete tilt slab panels. We were able to talk, and then with Brian we were able to talk reasonably to the council or the people. A lot of the time it's not even actually your local council that does the consent. I'm not entirely sure from that, but a lot of the time it's just outsourced to other people. So it's somebody, you know, it's an office worker in Christchurch or something, and the more questions they ask, I believe the more they get paid. You know, that's my theory. But it meant we didn't need a concrete tilt panel because it's the railway yard there. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that went on, so that was really good. Then they came out here to do a soil report, so everything's got to do a soil report now. So they came in and ran it into the ground. The ground was too hard to do it because this is an old railway yard and there's so much metal. But then we've come across this thing that earthquakes is liquefaction, so the entire the Waikato is liquefiable, which is, might be covered up on the Bowers thing, on the video it's saying it, but this slab is very intense. Like it's not a normal concrete slab. It's full of steel, it's full of this steel mesh, which is why there's, you're like, why is there rusty bits of steel? But it's all through it. There's a cold through joint in here, but it means it'll survive any sort of earthquake. So I spoke to the engineer, it's on the film, like over 1.5 meters of the land could disappear from underneath this slab and it will all just hold itself together. So they built it. Shout out to Roy from A1. So Roy was our digger driver. They did a great job. They did the site works, and then they came back and they did the concrete. We had a few little mishaps with the concrete, but we did that all right. Young Sean in my office thought that he would draw the roller door rebates in the office, and then the concrete guys thought, oh, well, that's what they want, that's what they get. I turned up to save one of them in time, but then the other one still got done, but we resolved it. And I always say, nothing goes perfectly in the world of construction, But how you deal with those problems and get to the end of it and do it. So we got that done. The slab was great. The site works was great. Then we had our crew turn up to build it. Paul, Stan, Wesley, their dog, rest in peace. Poor Wesley passed. Mark and Mike, as they worked away over this, everyone knows this last year or year and a half of weather has just been not exactly a joy to roof and build and so this was a winter build. But they just pushed away and would turn up to site, have a chat, and the wind would be blowing and stuff. But they just did it, they put their love and care into it, and they were like, these guys build sheds for a living, but they just love it to do it right. And so they built the shed, we fundamentally handed it over. With it, we were helped out from those guys, our fasteners, people, the roller door, B&D doors helped us out on the doors and that. Then we handed it over to the men's shed crew, and then we'll sort of see what happens. But it was really cool to see, because I was curious. I was like, what is going to happen next once we just hand them this blank canvas of a shed? But as you can see, it's really awesome what they have achieved with it all as well. And I know it was Gary and his son from American Builders, you know, to help leading by, like, all right, do this. Created their own paint colour, the Morrinsville, the Morrinsville brown. I think I was turned up and they were just putting all the leftover paints into a pot and stirring it up and painting it. I was like, oh, that's classic.
He's here, thank you.
So, yeah, that was really cool to see. And then it was cool to be able to come in and yeah, just see the opening of it. And I think there's no doubt there are other clubs and things. What I really appreciated getting involved with and seeing the men's shed and then coming with it. I don't know how this will come out, but anyway, I'll just say, is it somewhere you can go that doesn't revolve around day drinking? So the guys can come and actually do some work, but have a cup of tea or something, you know. Who doesn't love the Razza and the, you know, the club and everything? It all sort of revolves around this. So it's nice to be able to get sent, which is like going to work as well. I talk to our workers, Brian and Glenn, and that's it, you go on holiday, what happens? So I think it's really cool to support an initiative to be able to just keep coming in and place that's like work without obviously the stress of, you know, why, you know, what's going on, what's been happening, and then hang out and do it all. I would have always wanted to do one of these, so bear with me. I'm a child of the 80s, which shows my age, which is possibly a little bit younger. But I used to watch telethons and all these sort of things going on, and so we sold the shed for about 160. So what I did is I thought I was going to do this now. I was like, we'll get to the very end of the project and then we'll cost it up and see what we could have handed back to the clients, like what could we save, what could we save. And then I was down here one day, or you were in the office, I can't remember, but it's like, shit, we're running out of money, we need some more money, you know, to pretty much finish the build. And I was like, all right, Jace, time to put the squeeze on. So I squeezed it on, so I made up this. I'm not sure if you can actually cash it anymore, but we had made up a check, so we were able to return 15 grand of what we charged back to the club, and so we do, you know, just send it back and cash a check. But yeah, and it reminded me. And that was part of, you know, what we were able to do, but it was Aldous Aluminium, so they came to it. City Glass in Hamilton, they made all this awesome joinery for it. They came to the party, hit up their suppliers. B&D Doors, they supplied the doors. I can't remember whether they gave me half, but they gave great deals. Like I told them, hey, we need to hook us up. And they're like, all right, we'll do it. Bowers Concrete, we spoke to, you know, I got on the blower to one of them, Mr. Bowers. I'm not sure who. Steve, that's right. Am I the young man, or is Colin? Someone's got a better memory than me. But anyway, they're like, no worries, we'll sort you out and help you out with the concrete. Cyclone Buildings, like Fletcher's, we're a distributor for it, so like we have to pay a fee every time we sell a building. They're saying, hey guys, every time we sell buildings, so they say we'll wipe the fee for the men's shed. Metro Glass, New Vision Architecture, Paul and Stan. So the builders themselves were like, hey, we'll just do this on our basic rate that we can to build the shed. We won't charge for the edge protection. So a decent chunk is them just saying, hey, look, they're subcontractors, like they just work with us, but we'll take a bit of it because we know that this is worthwhile doing, you know, like, so they were able to do it. Tides Consulting did it, so it was really cool. There was probably some others. I was trying to put it together, my memories did that. But otherwise, I just think it was a real testament to the tenacity from Colin and Gary to just keep pushing through. There's so many obstacles in the way, and it's not their own shed. You know, like it's for the community. Obviously, they'll get a use of it. But this is a legacy that will outlast, you know, I mean, the way we've designed this building, it'll outlast all of us. This thing will be here in 100 years. So, and people will be doing cool things. So, but to get through all the obstacles that actually exist to fund and build a commercial building, I think it's an awesome job. So, I think a bit of a round of applause, Colin, Gary, and the Menz Shed.
Thanks very much, Jason. That's brilliant. And the check for $15,000 from your suppliers is also awesome. Yeah. Awesome. That will be put to good use. Yeah, I just got to find a bank that will accept it. Okay, well guys, we're trucking along here very nicely, and I see Tim's just arrived, just on time. How's that? That's brilliant. So, in actual fact, I will hand over to you, Tim. That's your turn.
Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you all here, and a pleasure to join you. Firstly, can I apologise for arriving late? I had other commitments today. I'm meeting up in Huntly, and I've got another one shortly, but I really wanted to be here today, so I've managed to squeeze things a little bit to pop along to join you in this official opening for the celebration on what's a pretty important occasion. So really appreciate you having me here and the opportunity to be a part of it. Can I just start by acknowledging as well, Jason, I mean, that's a magnificent contribution. And when you look at any successful community, it's underpinned by the level of volunteerism and the level of social interaction, but also the willingness of sponsorship within the business community. And I think Morrinsville can be really proud of the strength it has across all of those three areas, where you can see organisations like the Menz Shed come together and provide a fantastic service locally. Obviously the social interaction for its members, but really delivering some fantastic products to the community and other organisations as well. And that for me is just so critical. And so I really want to acknowledge the great work that you've done in a pretty confined space at the other end of town up until now, and now in this wonderful new space, which I'm seeing for the first time today, and it looks fantastic. It is a real credit to the team putting that together and having the ability to have a bit more flexibility, I think, around how you work in the space, how you utilise it, and the sorts of projects you might be able to deliver off the back of that as well. And great to see a strong turnout from the community. And I think from the Menz Shed perspective, when you look at what Menz Shed offers for its community around the ability to bring guys together, to have some social interaction, regardless of your level of competency on the tools or experience, you can come together and have that camaraderie, pick up some new skills, provide some meaningful contribution or output in terms of the projects you're delivering to the community, and actually getting some real benefit from that personally as well as at an organisational level. And so I think there's 124 odd Menz Sheds around the country, and it is wonderful to see this. I think we have 3 in the electorate that I'm aware of. I visited Mayoral here and Huntly as well, that are all doing great things, and if there's any representatives from those clubs, great to see you along here today as well. So also, sorry, can I acknowledge Mayor Adrienne Wilcock down the back there, great to have you along as well. And I really just want to thank you all for being here, because it is important. You know, these sorts of things don't happen all the time, but we need to come together and make sure we celebrate them. We're getting our daily lives, there's plenty of challenges as we go about our daily lives, and at the government level, of course, we're trying to solve some of that, but it's nice to take time out and acknowledge and celebrate their successes when they come through in our communities as well, just like this one has today. So look, I'm not going to go on for too long. I'm sure you didn't all come here to hear a Member of Parliament talk for the whole morning, so there's more important things to do than that, but I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you, to join in this celebration, and can I again acknowledge the great work the Menz Shed does for the community, and also thank all the sponsors for their contribution to making this happen. And I think, you know, on that last note, I just want to highlight that that sponsorship contribution is direct profit off the bottom lines of those businesses. And those businesses do that because they see the benefit of being a part of their community, and they have shared values that align with what those organisations are sponsoring stand for. And so I think it's important anytime we can to make the effort to support those businesses, because they're facing tough times as well. And in an environment where it's so easy to buy things online, sometimes going into that local store can be a bit more challenging or cost a few extra more dollars than it might be online, but actually think of it as more a contribution to the community and helping those businesses thrive so that the whole community succeeds together. So on that basis, can I thank you again, Colin, for the chance to be here and congratulate you on a fantastic new facility, and I look forward to seeing the future of the Menz Shed in Morrinsville. Thank you. Yes, great.
All right, that just about wraps us all up, except for the eating part. But we'd, anyone that wants to take a tour of the facilities so we can actually explain a bit more about what we're doing and what we're hoping to achieve, and some of the programs that we're looking at doing. We have a double garage out the back, which we got donated for Zip from Lockerbie, who was going to the dump, and somebody managed to rescue it before it went to the dump. So we put that out the back here at a cost of about 10 grand. Not bad for a free shed, but never mind. It's being used now for an engineering shop, and the other half is a kitchen. Now we have two kitchens, and the reason we have two kitchens is because that was originally going to be our smoko room when we put up the 200 square foot shed, or a square metre shed I should say, and it was going to be, as I said, our smoko room. But since we've completed the whole deal now, we're going to keep that kitchen so we can teach guys to cook. Because a lot of the guys can't cook. Some can't boil an egg, some, like me, can boil an egg, but not much more. So we'll be doing that, and sausage making, making bacon, anything of those sorts of things that you do in the kitchen, we can teach out there. It's just a case of what the guys want to learn. So, yep, that's pretty much it. We'll have, anybody wants a cup of coffee, help yourself. There's a few cups in there, you may have to put it in your hands, but never mind. I think we'll be okay. So, thank you very much.